against the Rangers Caroline.
Evening, everybody, and welcome to Rangers Journal podcast. I'm Scotty, your host. I'm delighted to be joined by Jock. Jock, how are you getting on, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Aye, can't complain. So, how are you feeling ahead of this game tonight?
Like you're saying, post-match, pretty confident because it's at home. Be interesting to see what way the lineup works with, again, the notable injuries that we've got.
Yeah.
But I think the home advantage, Thursday nights, you know, more often than not goes in our favour. So I like to think that we'll get the job done and we'll score a couple of goals and we'll send the fans home happy,
Who would you like to see start? Is there anybody in particular you would like to? It could be a match decider for us, or
Again, man, I just want to see more of him because in a game like this, he's going to have more space. European games, he gets more space to be able to do stuff with and do stuff with the
aye,
ball, and you just see that game in game out. His ability in the ball, his power, his tenacity, his driving forward, his delicate way to pass that he seems to have possessed that I don't think many or even our midfielders have that.
aye.
Those sort of through balls. So he's obviously the main one, and then I'd like to see some of the youth players get a game as well. I'd like to see Bailey Rice come in. I'd like to see the young boys just sign the contract. Curtis, I wouldn't mind getting a look at him, give him
Yeah.
a run out as well, just to sort of see how he would handle another European occasion at home instead of being at Old Trafford, which, theatre of dreams. I don't think he's going to get much bigger than that at this stage in his career. So those are the two. Maybe Barn as well. Give Barn a run out in the midfield. See how he takes the European games because he's obviously been sort of in and out the team the last wee while. So it'd be good to see him and see how he gets on. And Diamande will be back as well, won't he? So maybe the two of them, maybe give Raskin the night off or keep him on the bench and keep him fresh for the weekend at the Ross County game.
Aye, definitely, mate, definitely. If you're just coming in the comments, thank you for joining us. Please hit that like button for us. You touched upon Diamande there, Jock. I think we missed him at Old Trafford a wee bit. I think we missed that kind of the link between the defence and attack. Diamande's, he's scored away to Nice. He's been better in Europe than he's been domestically. Although I do think he is beginning to adapt better domestically, if that makes any sense. He's seen a wee bit of dig off him on Sunday against Dundee United. How crucial do you think he could be tonight?
And he's like you say, his European performances seem to be the better games that we've seen of him this season. But as you alluded to there, that dig that he showed against Dundee United, I'd like to see more of that. I think I've always sort of seen that in him, but it's never really spilled out onto the pitch until then, and he just decided to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Like you say, he was a miss at Old Trafford because he's busy. He harasses people and he's very forward-thinking player in the midfield. When he gets the ball, the first thing he look to do is on that half turn is look and play through balls or look for somebody transition of play. Something that I've been moaning about for a while is I think we're far too slow in that. He's one of the ones that would speed that up and then aid that. So yeah, I'd like to see him play, and I'd like to see more of him going forward in the league because I think he's coming into a game now. So he is.
See in midfield, right? Is this? I know if we win a night with a certain amount of goals, games swing our way, etc. It's one of them big kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Complicated situations we're in the night in terms of where we can finish. Because I think where you finish kind of pairs you up with who you're going to play against, etc., etc.
Right. Yeah.
Is it a night for Bailey Rice to come in and give Raskin a rest, or is it a night to put out your full team and just go for it? Because we need to be mindful, we have got Ross County on Sunday.
That's a good question, actually. I think more often than not, you're going to want to go with your strongest team, aren't you? More often than not, you are. So, in this case, I think I would maybe keep Raskin and just keep him fresh. I think he needs to be clever in the way he's managing the team because there's a run of games coming up now, especially away games, and the away games seems to be the one we're struggling with. And I think end of the day, we've qualified. We're through. We've done the hard part. This I think this game at home is just a wee bit of a luxury. So I think he might maybe keep the up front strong, but he might rotate the midfield a bit. And obviously, the defence is only going to be with who's fit and who's passed late fitness tests. So, Raskin, for me, Raskin, I probably would drop and just keep him fresh for Sunday, because I think Sunday will be the tougher battle.
Jinxer.
Aye.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about centre back? How are you feeling? That's probably the only.
Well,
We
do
don't
we,
know what's going to happen there back, do we?
it's proper fit.
Proper's fit, aye.
Proper's fit, and I think Suter's touch and go. He's back, and there's pictures of him in training, but well, that's probably too early. He probably won't risk Suter. So you're either going to go Tav again as a centre back, or is he going to play King? Now, personally, I would play King because he's a natural centre back, and then you keep Tav in his natural position where you're going to get the best out of him, aren't you? Really, or you're hoping you're going to see that side of Tav. But then Tav did what he did at Old Trafford, playing centre back and put that ball over the top for Dessers.
Aye.
So, I'd definitely think he's given them food for thought. It's all going to come down to who's going to be fit, and like I say, we're walking winded at the moment with so many players out. No King or Rivdan from that's the team. I think we're just going to have to wait and see. Really.
Aye, I know. The only thing I don't want to see happening tonight is Redvan at right back. It can't happen.
Well, that's the thing.
Caught out far too much.
We're asking him to play in an unnatural position and unnatural side of his foot as well. He's fair play to him. It doesn't seem to phase him. He gives it a go, whether he's hopeless at it or not, or he's found out. That's the problem. You have Yefty there, which is he's cemented that left back spot for his now, unless he's going to drop one for the other. I don't think Cherny's going to make this game, so you could be looking at Redvan at right back again, which arguably lesser quality opposition tonight than it would be last week. So maybe he might be too tested, or he mightn't struggle as much as he did last week. But see, everything he did last week just didn't work at all. He was just sort of all over the show and a bit scatty, really, wasn't it?
I know, mate. I know. We'll just need to wait and see how it all pans out there. Paul's asking a question about potentially Barron at right back. He's played there before. It's not something I would be up for trying in Europe. I'd probably rather bring Devine in and play him at right back, to be honest with you. I'd play King at right back over Redvan. It's an experiment we've tried, and we've been found. He's been found one too much. It's not his natural side. It's not fair on him anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He was linked to an arm move, and a Turkish journalist tweeted out that Rangers are wanting $5 million for him. It's a non-starter, isn't it?
Well, if that's is that not what we paid for him initially? It was $5 million, or the guts of $5 million. I think there and thereabouts. I think if the to recoup the full value of the transfer, to me makes sense. Personally, I think it hasn't really worked for him. He's been played out of position. Granted, he's trying. He does try. He does. He does. He puts his heart in, and you can see he is enjoying being here. You see that with the media stuff that comes out. But if the right bid comes in for the right player at the position we're in the moment financially, we can't really afford to turn around and say no. Maybe with certain players, Egeman being one of them, I think obviously we'd like to try and keep hold of him until the summer at least. But a player like Redvan isn't really setting the place on fire, so I think the right money come in, I would take it.
I just think the guy hit a shot against some. I can't mind who it was at the beginning of the season. Might have been Ross County. Hit a shot against them and they get injured. The groin strain. He was out for about 3 months. I just think there's got to be something in it. You know what I mean?
The whole team's like that, though, Scott. Innit? Clamont's big thing about when he came in was about the standard of fitness, and it was well below his expectations. He's had a full pre-season with him, and we're arguably worse off now in terms of injuries than we were when he first came in. So there's something needs to be changed or investigated the football and medical side of things, because we can't have the guts of, was it 14 players right now, something like that.
Something like that.
Scandalous for a professional football club our size. It's not like we're a Sunday league team and boys just pulling out because they're doing night shift or whatever. You know what I mean? These boys are paid to stay fit and paid to look after themselves. You know.
There's been a lot of comments on Twitter today about the new head of sports science because he's at Tottenham and Tottenham have got all these injuries. I purely put that down to the way Postecoglou plays and how much running the guys have got today. I don't think this is a sports science issue. I think it's they're running out of juice now. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. But that happened. That happened to them whenever he was there. They played at a high tempo for so long, and then it they had a rough patch of games where they just couldn't keep the tempo up, and there was a couple of niggly injuries, and they got away with a few results here and there. You can't sustain that. It shows that if that happened in the Scottish Premier League, how are you supposed to be able to maintain that in the English Premier League with the tempo and the standard? Everything's tenfold to compare to what we're used to. So
I know. Can you maybe see Cherney starting on the wing tonight, or do you think it's going to be Hadji and Bayrami?
I think it'll be Hadji and Bayrami. I think Cherney will come on in the second half. As I said, I don't think Cherney would be wanting to risk Cherney too soon again, because there's these run of games coming up, and he's only just back for injury. Unless he gets a clean bill of health and Cherney is fit and ready to go, then by all means start him, because he's arguably he's our best right sided player down that side, and he offers you an out when you're attacking. He's got a goal in him from outside the box. He's got assists. He's an all round quality player that you want in these kind of big games. Oh, that's Hadji can't play. That's right. See, that we didn't have players registered in the squad. You're muted, Scott.
That'll maybe open up a slot for a Finlay Curtis or a Zach Lovelace, won't it?
Well, that's the thing. Again, see, Lovelace there. That's his perfect position for him to come in and stake a claim and put himself in the shop window, because obviously we've offered him a new contract, but I'm sure he'll obviously be looking to do himself justice when he get minutes he gets for other clubs coming in, as you would at this stage in your career and out of that stage of a contract as well. So.
Aye, I know. Lovelace is probably one I would rather tie down. Hadji, for me, I don't think he'll accept the wage under the current wage structure now.
No,
I know it's been kind of renegotiated to get him back in the team, but I think that was you scratch your backs, we'll scratch yours kind of thing, and we'll shake hands. And there's been conflicting reports anyway. Some folk are saying he's been offered a new deal, and other folk are saying he hasn't. So you don't really know what way, and I don't think he's a big fan of the manager either. I wouldn't be against Curtis and Rice getting a run of games. Bayrami, when he's come into form, it's probably been in Europe. He scored against Malmo. He likes a big game. Obviously, done against Celtic in the League Cup final and stuff as well. Do you think he could be important tonight?
Depends what version of him turns up. Seen that. I seem to think that he can be involved in games without doing too much, if that makes sense. And he was involved in the Fraserburgh game, and a lot of the highlights you've seen, he's there and thereabouts. But I don't think he directly got an assist. He didn't get a goal. So interesting to see what way he plays. Obviously in the Celtic game at the New Year, he was given a specific role which he did perfectly, and that nullified them. Different game tonight. We're a home team. We're wanting to go attacking and going at them. So I'd like to see maybe be a wee bit more direct and maybe be a wee bit more selfish, because he has the ability to score goals, particularly from outside the box. We've seen that against Aberdeen. So I think he's one that a lot of the fans are starting to get a bit frustrated with him, because we've had a couple of discussions over the last couple of weeks about he's not really putting anything out and really doing anything for the fans to get excited about him. I think he's one of those ones that maybe needs to take a game by the scruff of the neck and put a good shift in maybe get a goal and just show you that he is going to bring value and bring some quality to the team.
Aye, definitely, mate. What about up front? Happy with Igaman and Dessers? Igaman kind of floating and Dessers up top.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be the way going forward until either we bring somebody else in, or if the reports are led to believe that there's clubs in for Dessers if one goes, that'll be the way until Danilo gets back. Um, they both got goals in them, different variety of goals. I'd like to see think they could have a good partnership. The two could complement each other quite well because Dessers likes to get in the back because he can't hold the ball up the same way Egeman can. So there's potential there, but they need games together, and we need to see how the other players, work around them as well, because it's that front line and that midfield and front line need to sort of gel together. And if we keep chopping and changing, the front two or the one up front, you're not going to get much of a cohesion there with a lot of them. I do think Danilo and Czerny work better together on that right side, so you could have Igman on the left side, Danilo the right side, and Czerny, because they seem to, from what we've seen so far, looks good. But we're interested to see how they play together tonight in the European games. Dessers can score goals for fun when he wants to, when he decides he's going to stick it in the net, And Egeman, I just itching to just watch him again because I just love watching the guy because he's such an elegant, powerful footballer, which is something we've not really had much of over the years. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. The teams is out, aren't they?
Aye, it's on your banner below. So we've got Butland, Tavernier, King, Proper, Jeff Day, Czerny, Raskin, Diamondi. I put Czerny in twice. That's by Rami, Dessers and Igaman.
There you go. So he's went for King then. So he's went for centre back over centre back, right back cover. No, that's that's all right. That team kind of sort of what you would expect, really. He's went for probably the strongest team he could play out of what he's got available. Plenty of youth then on the bench, ready to come on in the second half whenever we're 4-0 up and we're cruising.
Yep, I'm just fixing that team now. So, aye, that's it been confirmed. So hopefully it's enough to get the job done. Happy seeing Czerny coming back in because I thought he'd been off holding his hamstring. He's done a good bit of time off now as well, so hopefully he's kind of fit and refreshed. Igaman and Dessers is going to be an interesting one for me because I think I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but Dessers playing with a striker up front makes me feel a wee bit better, Jock.
Aye, well, that's what I'm saying. They need to play games together to get that partnership up because they're two different strikers, but it doesn't mean to say they can't work and they can't play to each other's strengths. So, and like I say, if Danilo being out injured, that's probably going to be our front two for the probably at least next 4 weeks worth of games, and unless something happens in the transfer market. So. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But tonight's a perfect opportunity for them. Home game, Thursday night, European night, Ibrox. Crowd will be bouncing. Place will be in good spirits. And they'll get plenty of backing.
Well, it's a strong enough team. I think the only thing for the lineup is between Tavernier and King, who's going to play right back. And it's... I hope Tavernier's not in at centre half. I hope they've got King in at centre back because
I would think he plays natural position. It makes sense to keep the natural flow of the team. Now you don't want to upset it too much unless it's you've got no other choice, like we did on Thursday night last week, where we had to shift players about just to sort of see the game out.
Aye, definitely. So, Servan Lawrence are the only two on the bench that isn't the youth. It's it held my tondos away tonight and needs to be done as far as I'm concerned. And if it means these young boys are going to get game time, then I'm all for it. If you're just joining us, please like and subscribe to the channel. Jock, what's your score prediction for tonight? Do you think we're going to do it?
I think we will. I say looking at Doug's chart for as we preview video that he did about this team, I'm going to attempt to try and pronounce it. he did was it yesterday or this morning it dropped. It's on the page, the YouTube channel, guys. If you want to go and watch it, they don't score many goals. You know, they scored 7 and they've conceded 6. They don't concede many either. Granted, I think we're at Ibrox. I think that'll count for something. So I'm going to go 3-0. I'll say Dessers get a double. I'm going to give Czerny the other one.
I'm going to go 4. I think we're going to hammer them. I think it's. I'm quietly confident about it with Ibrox, and I don't think they're that great a side. I think there will be a threat, but hopefully we can manage to keep the back door shut and get the game done. I think Clement's going to win points because I think he's going to want to finish as high as he can, and I think goal difference could be a big part in it. So we're not going to get into all the scenarios and stuff. I think you need like an 8-game swing or something for us to finish in the top 8. So it's not going to happen. But if you finish 10th or 11th, you play an easier team. I think it's a bit mentally the way it works. I'm not used to it yet. But Jock, cheers for joining me, mate.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the game, folks.
No bother. We'll be back with a post-match reaction just after 10 o'clock, maybe a couple of minutes after 10, and that'll be with Tomo and Kev. Thank you for joining us, folks, and remember, every night's Rangers Journal night. Cheers.